Welcome to Astrocast.tv, your source for news and information about astronomy and our solar system. Now, here are your hosts, NASA JPL Solar System Ambassadors Greg Redfern and Greg Piepol.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 3 of Astrocast.tv. I'm Greg Redfern, and we're here at Northeast Astronomy Forum 2008 at Rockland Community College in Suffern, New York. We have been talking to the people who make the products that fuel astronomy for the amateur at both the beginning and the expert levels. It's been a wonderful couple days. My co-host, Greg Piepol, is inside this dome in the dark for a change instead of out there with the sun, and Greg's going to talk to us about what it's like to be inside the dark of an astronomy dome.
Right. I'm usually out in the sun looking up at it, but today I'm inside with Jerry Smith of Backyard Observatories. Jerry, what are we standing in?
We're in a 10-foot observatory dome, fiberglass, that's built and priced for the amateur astronomer. We have nearly 1,500 of these around the world in 40 different countries.
Jerry, what countries do you have these in?
Well, the United States is the largest, but we have them in Russia, the Czech Republic, Austria, Switzerland, the Asian countries, all around the world.
Great, thanks.
We're here at the Meade booth at the Northeast Astronomy Forum for 2008. Talking with Barbara Wilson, the director of the George Observatory located south of Houston, Texas.
About an hour, yes.
About an hour. And I understand this year's theme is Women in Astronomy. Could you tell us about that, please?
Yeah, Jim Burnell and I were talking at the Texas Star Party last year, and the idea came up about themes, and I mentioned women in astronomy, and Jim ran with it. So he invited me and a lot of women here today and yesterday to give talks and encourage more women in astronomy, or women in science in general.
If I may, what has been your experience in women in astronomy? Are the numbers going up? Are they staying the same? Are they increasing? What do you see happening?
The numbers are going up. I know when I started, there were very, very few women in the amateur field at all, and you have to start somewhere, and a lot of women start as amateurs and then may end up going into the field as a professional in some aspect, whether it's as engineers or going into physics, astrophysics, or the astronaut corps. Look at how many women are in the astronaut corps, for example, now. So it's going up. It definitely is improving.
Very good. Barbara, you had mentioned that walking around here on the floor at NEA of this year, you've seen people that started out many years ago. Could you tell us a little bit about some of your success stories?
Well, we were talking about setting a seed, and you mentor people, you set a seed, and you never know whether that seed is going to take or not. But I had several people come up to me here and said, you know, you mentored me in astronomy 20 years ago, and I'm president of my club now. My grandson started off at age 7 setting a seed, and now he's president of the Texas IDA. I have a young girl that is a student who came up to me and said, I'm going to be the first woman astronaut on Mars. So you never know.
Now we're in my area of expertise, the sun, and today we have Andy Lunt of Lunt Solar Systems talking about his new product line. Andy, what do you have here?
Hi, Greg. What we have is basically an entry-level turnkey system right out of the box. What we wanted to be able to do was reinvent a solar telescope from the ground up. Over the last 7 to 10 years that I've been involved in the solar business, we've had a lot of feedback from customers about what they would like to see in a solar telescope, and of course we've had the amateurs and the experts all kind of put in their 2 cents on that. The nice thing that we've been able to do is we've been able to maintain the quality that everybody expected in a solar telescope. We wanted something that people would look at, would want to own, and would enjoy to be taking out in the sun and show it off to other people. The features of the LS60, it has the 60 millimeter singlet objective up front, which works with a collimating system in the back. We have the blocking filter back here. The blocking filter can be slid in and out for coarse focus. Some of the nicest features about this are the fact that it has a 2-inch slide tube, makes it very strong, very stable. We brought it out with the Crayford-style focuser with the 10-to-1 standard for fine tuning. It's an internal Etalon system, so you can't really get to the Etalon. It's in a housing. It's very safe, and of course, as a dedicated telescope right out of the box, it can be put right on a tripod. Eyepiece can be put right in the back, pointed at the sun. You can see full disk details. Yep. You can see prominences, a little bit of surface detail. Give you really good a first taste of what the sun really does.
From the solar guys to where people meet astronomy, I'm here with Terry Mann, the president of the Astronomical League. Terry, thanks for taking the time. For somebody who is looking at this, wanting to maybe take that plunge into astronomy, but maybe a little bit afraid, what's the best advice you can give them?
One of the best things I think I can say is always start at the beginning. Buy binoculars. Get good binoculars and learn the sky. Because if you don't know where you're going, it's going to be a little bit harder to understand how to use the telescope.
Okay, so we go for binoculars. You don't have to have the best and brightest in telescopes. What exactly can the Astronomical League do for the novice?
The Astronomical League has many avenues you can take. We have observing clubs that you can take to learn more about the planets or more about deep sky. There are very many branches that you can take, but the observing clubs is definitely one of the high points we have. We also support youth in amateur astronomy, but a beginner will really enjoy the observing clubs, I think.
Okay, going from the other end of the spectrum real quick, what do we think is out there right now, the hot topic, if there is one, in amateur astronomy? What do you think it is?
I think one of the hot topics is dark skies. We're losing our dark skies. I work with the International Year of Astronomy 2009, and Globe at Night is one of the projects that we do. But keeping our skies dark and saving our skies is one of the major problems, or one of the major things that I see we need to work on.
A great effort. And Terry, I thank you so much. I think it's appropriate, with the theme being Women in Astronomy this year, that the Astronomical League has a woman president.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Greg.
Thank you.
We have Alan Traino of the Northeast Astronomy Forum. Alan, tell us a little bit about how NEAF got started.
Well, originally, about 17 years ago, there was a small event in New Jersey done by a vendor called Roger Tuthill. And he did a personal event with one vendor and about 40 people. And Mr. Don Urban, past NEAF chairman, attended the event, came back and said, wow, what a great idea. What if a club was to put on an event like this? Don Urban started it. He then slowly built it up, and about 10 years ago, I became involved in it.
You have a big attendance here today on this weekend. What do you think for the future? Where's NEAF going, Alan?
NEAF is going to the stars, Greg, I'm telling you. Every year it gets easier and easier to fill this building. The vendors no longer have to be solicited. They actually call Alan. So the word is out that this is the premier astronomy forum expo in the United States and probably the world. We have vendors from many different countries. We've been accepting shipping crates from all over the world. So it's just a wonderful venue. Our speaker slate this year were Women in Astronomy, and we've been hearing nothing but tremendous reviews about the speakers yesterday. And we think we've decided that next year's focus is going to be kids in astronomy.
Wow.
What do you think of that one?
Excellent. Alan Traino, the chairman of the Northeast Astronomy Forum. I'm with Jeff Felbob of Astronomy Magazine. And Jeff, what is the mission of Astronomy Magazine?
Well, here at Astronomy Magazine, we try to bring the latest news to amateur astronomers, some of the new product reviews that are out there. We have in-depth features on some of the, like when we recently toured Mercury, we have timely news events or bigger features on stories like that. So the real mission is just to get the general field of astronomy out to both amateurs as well as the more advanced hobbyist enthusiast.
And what do you offer the beginner that may find your magazine?
Well, with the beginner, we have a lot of great sources both on astronomy.com as well as a weekly newsletter that we have. Showing anything from showing the night sky where you can get samples to actually see, items. We have product reviews that, some of the products would be appropriate
Right.
more for the amateur person. We also publish a bunch of nice guides that we give out to maybe astronomy clubs or schools or things like that, just to get people familiar with the basics of astronomy.
And then a more advanced person in astronomy would look for what?
Well, the magazine's got a very good balance and a website in it. We do have some more advanced theories of products, product reviews on things, more advanced or in technical knowledge. But many people save the magazine for many years. So if they're more a beginner or amateur, they get what they take from it, and then they hold on to it for a few years. And as they get more advanced, there's always a feature or story or, again, a good product review for the more advanced and technical aspect of it.
Well, thank you very much, Jeff.
I appreciate it.
Astronomy Magazine.